Hey everybody, it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to talk about muscle scraping for pain relief and muscle recovery. So let's get started. So today, while I talk about scraping, I'm going to use the Achedaway Heated Scraper, but I'll talk a little bit more about it specifically later. So scraping in general is kind of based on the ancient Chinese technique, the Gua Sha. And so really what that is it uses a scraping tool, which is either made of stone, which is the traditional, or metal. And so it helps increase blood flow to the skin, it helps move around tissue, and it just helps kind of loosen everything up. And so there's a technique that you use to just kind of push the tool through the muscle to help improve blood flow. And massage therapists and physical therapists use it as a tool to help with recovery. A lot of times with the scraping technique, tools are usually kind of cold, the metal's cold or stone, and so if you are in a practice, they might heat things up by using, a moist towel. That just kind of helps get the muscles loose to help do the scraping technique. So what's really neat about the Achedaway heated scraper is it's like it sounds, it actually has a heating component. And so you're kind of taking out that extra step to really get things flowing and get things moving. So with scraping, you want to use either an oil or massage cream or lotion. It doesn't really have to be anything specific. You just want to help kind of get that smooth flow in there. And so let's say maybe you have something like a tennis elbow. You just want to kind of get that on the all around the area, just to kind of, so it's not so much friction in there, so it makes it a little bit smoother. And then with the Achedaway, it's nice because it has 3 different heating techniques, and so it goes from 40 degrees Celsius to 50 up to 50 degrees Celsius, which is about 122 degrees Fahrenheit for us who use Fahrenheit. So when you're using scraping, when you're starting off, you really want to hold it at about a 45-degree angle, so you're not coming straight on it. You're kind of coming at that angle, and you don't really want to rub it over like bony areas. So a little bit over where my elbow bone is, I don't want to work it there. I want to work it on the muscle belly area. So about a 45-degree angle, and usually just going about maybe 15 to 30 seconds in one area and then kind of move on as you're going. Also with the heating component, you don't want to just hold it in one spot because it heats up pretty quickly. So you want to make sure you're constantly moving. I'm already feeling the benefits of that heat in there to help get those muscles nice and warmed up. The moving and keeping it on the skin, not rolling like this and coming up, but keeping it on the skin is what really helps kind of promote that increased blood flow and help with that healing and stuff. So it's giving your skin or your body that constant feedback instead of coming up. So make sure you're continuously moving, especially with that heating component, because it is nice and warm and you don't want to keep it in one spot for too long. I'm not pushing very hard. If you have felt it before in a clinic, you're not pushing so hard that it's uncomfortable. You're really just gliding it along the skin. You can see here it's got 3 different edges, which is nice. You've got the pointy one, you've got this nice big long one for bigger surface areas for maybe like the back or like the quad, and then you've got this edge here. So you've got the couple different placements here that you can get really, if you really want to get into one specific spot and move it around, you can. You can even, do on your neck area here. If you want it a little bit smoother, you can get that big surface area right there, or if you want to kind of go maybe into a trigger point, that's really nice as well because it gets that spot right in there. It's also kind of neat because you can see here that it works really well just with one hand, or if you want to kind of get into a bigger area like on the quad, or if you're working on someone else on the back, you can kind of hold with both hands here. A lot of times with the scraping techniques, especially if you're really sore or the muscles kind of really irritated and you're going along, you might end up seeing little red dots. Those are called petechia. That's just that blood coming to the surface. A little bit is okay, but you really shouldn't have a crazy amount. If you have a lot, that can either mean 2 things. One, that area really needed to be worked, or two, maybe you're pushing just a little bit too hard. Again, I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure through here. The goal is to increase that blood flow, to help reduce that pain, to help promote healing because you're getting that blood to the area. So you can see here it's a little bit red. That's not quite that petechia where it's actually like little spots that look like the tip of a pinhead that are red. And a lot of times if I work on my neck, which a lot of times gets really sore, I'll get some petechia there. So sometimes it depends on the area as well. But again, this is just a great technique, especially if you want to work on it at home because you have all these different benefits of it. And that heated component, again, one, it takes out an extra step. And two, you're getting that heat the whole time. You know, if you warm it up with something in the beginning, that's fine. But then that heat is going to dissipate pretty quickly. So this allows you to have that heat component the whole time. It also helps when you're doing stuff like that, especially with the heated component, to help improve flexibility or range of motion. A lot of times with these scraping techniques, it might be more of a temporary help, but then what it allows you to do, you get a little bit more motion, you get a little bit more flexibility, and allows you then to do those stretches and exercises you need to continue to heal and get better. So it's definitely a tool to help get you where you need to go, but you need to do some other things with it as well. So like with any therapy tool or things that you're doing, make sure that you know there are some contraindications, things that maybe you shouldn't be using this if you have it. So again, that's why it's really important to be checking with your healthcare provider to make sure it's okay for you. And like I said, you know, maybe have it tried on you first to make sure you know how it's supposed to feel. So if you're interested in purchasing the Achedaway Heated Scraper, click on the link up there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.